that this guy that's not offered any
Yeah.
credentials, and
I mean, I don't have
is
to.
confused. I
Backwater, I
apologize,
am
and
my
this is what
I am
Can
my
we hear
credentials. That's what you fail to realize.
Godly?
Just like
Godly, can
are you
we?
able to control him, or I'll
I'm
step
not gonna
down?
go
It's your
back and forth
platform.
because you guys are
You don't want to.
indoctrinated.
He doesn't want to go back
Yeah,
and forth
we
with you.
trust
He
the
just wants to
geneticists.
speak.
Right, right.
And you
If you
and
trust the
Godly, you know,
geneticists, then in this article
Godly.
right here, there's several of them that's giving their opinion on
Do
this.
I gotta put on Showtime? I don't really like Showtime. Could we let Backwater speak and then
No,
you could just
I don't even like Backwater. If he gonna be up here, I'm gonna just go ahead on and dip because I'd rather him be on my platform and come talk to me in those spaces, not
you
in
don't like
indoctrinated places,
you don't
not in
like
indoctrinated
nobody
places.
though. You don't like no who's
No,
indoctrinated?
I don't like him. You know why I don't like him? Because
Why?
he took white tea paperwork,
Host, may
documentations,
I have an
and showed on the
opportunity to
live
speak, or is this the
of
Godly
ignorant
show?
people to try to discount the fact that my people who've never seen an African, who've never seen these Native Americans in their existence, things that my family and people in
Can I
my
ask you a
community
question?
openly talks about. And he
Godly,
put
can
that
I
shit
ask
up there
you
trying to debunk the fact that my family history or traditions shouldn't matter. And African just spoke about a book that was written by somebody who was taking their own personal
He's
account,
not
and
going to
that thing
stop
is
talking,
upheld.
host.
Godly, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When I be on your live, right? I let you I mean you let me have free range, I let you have free range. But however, when your people want to speak, I don't be quiet.
No, today you was the ones you didn't want to hear. You was talking over, and Backwater
Okay, that's
is
all
one
right
that
now.
I don't
Okay.
want to hear. I don't even know what he here for, because all he gonna bring is indoctrinated ass paperwork, the YT people paperwork, and that's supposed to be
That
end
was
all be all. And that's the problem.
first of
Too many
all,
people
he
are
Host, is
reading
that
their
wanna
this?
paperwork
he
and
wanna come
believing
over
it.
here. He wanna come
Blackwater.
over here.
That's
He
fine. I mean,
wanna hold on.
I don't have
Wait
any
a minute.
problem going to start my own live. I just don't want to deal with him. I don't even like him as a character, bro. Like at this point, the
Oh
shit
my
the
god.
snake stuff that he's doing, I have no respect for it at all.
Host, are you going to permit this?
Any man
And
that
if so,
comes
I'll
to a
step down.
platform
I
and try to
understand why it
discount
is that
somebody's
Godly,
personal
or
family history by
are you
using YT
serious?
documentations
Is
and
this your
things that you know that
platform?
they control.
See, can I say something? This is
But he
why
used to
Are
be
you
an
sure?
Atlanta.
You
African
know what I
too.
think? Hold on. But when you know what I think it is, Godly, I think you scared of Backwater. That's what I think it is.
Now,
Because
I
how
ain't
you
scared of
say,
him. To be honest with you, I don't
And
like him.
so,
I
so
don't like
long
him
as
at
he's
all.
able
I
to
did
talk,
have
he's
some
going to
respect for
continue
him,
to talk.
but I don't have no respect. Dog. It's no fear. I don't feel no old bald headed ass man, bro, at all.
Well, why
Hey,
don't you
Matter
Godly,
of
Godly,
stop
fact,
why you
talking
gotta
for a
be
minute then,
rude?
are
bro?
any of those
no, because
articles
Backwater.
Host,
Because
are you going to permit me to
you
speak? And if
Backwater.
not, then I'll step down and let Godly continue to take over your platform. But that's entirely
I
your
don't think he's
decision.
gonna let you speak.
Well, and then if
Thank you,
that's
Backwater.
if it's his
Thank you. Step
platform,
down. I
I'll
don't even know
step
why you even
down.
need
But
to.
it's your decision to make.
Let Godly can for me. Can you please let
No,
Backwater
I
come
don't.
up?
No. Anybody? I'd rather hear Red speak.
How many people that they still in?
Well, can I
man.
How
say
Let's
this
come?
go. Let's go to Showtime.
before I dip? Can I say
Big
this
Donnie,
before I dip?
are you serious? You're
Showtime.
going to let someone come over and
We're gonna have
dominate
to go to
your
Showtime. This is
platform?
crazy. Hold on, we're gonna go to Showtime. We ain't about to play with Backwater like that.
Hell, thanks for the 2 minutes. I've been sitting here 25 minutes, and Godly spoke in 23 minutes and 15 seconds. It's unfortunate that you guys have allowed for Godly to come up here and push back on what is the most widely accepted model of human evolution, and taken not another theory. Not even an hypothesis. He's taken a study, and you guys are strategically allowed for him to take a study to push back on a theory that is accepted by the world's anthropologists, by the world's archaeologists, and the academic community. And then Godly presents himself without any credentials that he is better informed than the majority of that particular community. I understand why it is that he doesn't want me to speak, and I'd ask you, host, out of respect, if you would make certain that you extend my time a little bit. And this is his claim. He's here arguing on an African platform that he's has no attachment to Africa, and he needs to prove that point to others in the community. And then to further his claim, he needs to convert everyone that's here, that's an African Americans, that they are not attached to Africa, etc. But more importantly, given the fact that he acts like the person that he acts, and I almost said gentleman, but he doesn't act like a gentleman. He was concerned that I was going to present more data from the U.S. Census that I did in the past, and I'd be happy to if the host would be so gracious in extending, the amount of time that I have here so that I can make a case based on data as opposed to one that's based on what's between Godly's ears, which is not much. Hot air at the very best. But at any rate, so the state of Mississippi, 1850 census, provides for Yazoo County, and it provides specific data with respect to, would you?
You can.
Hold on. I'm gonna bring him back. Hold on.
Yeah.
I just want to say this platform is for the chaos, and Mr. Blackwater is very smart, and I don't want to put him on. There's a lot of BS going on over here for a reason, so I don't want to disrespect him. But this platform's for the chaos. So hold on, let me fix it. He's actually very smart, you guys. I'm not even lying to you. I don't give compliments. All right, here he is. All right.
I'm right behind you, Teddy.
And so, here again, he's made the claim that his family his ancestors has been in Yazoo prior to colonial periods, that he apparently doesn't have an origin story, and so they popped from the soil. But the interesting thing is this, and is that the U.S. Census from 1850 does not show any individuals that represent Godly's background in Yazoo County as a free person, but there are a number of individuals that are documented in the U.S. Census as being slaves that I have attached to Godly's family. But more importantly, here recently, he's made the claim that his family's always known who it is that they were, and I'm sure that they have been. And since slavery ended, and the next census was taken after the end of slavery in 1870 up through 2020, the most recent census, where it is that those individuals that knew who it is that they were had the right then to identify themselves as Native Americans. And of course, if you would look at the census records from Yazoo County, and more particularly from Yazoo City, Mississippi, all of those individuals that Godly claims to be his family, and I'm sure that they are, etc., still yet choose to identify themselves as what? That's right, as African Americans. And so why then is the question, why would individuals choose to identify themselves as African Americans if they have always known who it is that they were? And at some point after, in fact, the threat of being able to self-identify, they continue to self-identify as, if you would, African Americans. I'll tell you why that is. Because Godly is full of shit. And you guys bring him up on these panels, and he talks and talks and talks, and he feeds you with hot air. And sometimes you attempt to implode and don't realize it's because it's Godly's bullshit.
So again, guys, I want y'all to understand one thing about the census enumerators. Ever since they were created, ever since they was employed by the government, they had the absolute right to classify people where they deemed fit. So if they don't make contact with a certain group of people, they can go off their own personal judgment or hearsay to make a group of people become what they say they want them to be. That practice is still going on today. They don't have to see you physically or know who your family are. You don't have to sign those paperworks. They can actually deem you to be what they think that you are. During those times that Blackwater's talking about, you keep talking about these documentations that these people have kept that had us supposed to be slaves and Africans and all that stuff. But I have land patents that was dated in 1828 from my family that owned their land, right? From the beginning. So they were slaves. Why are they on the land? Why haven't they seen any YT man prior to that? Why even when Yazoo City was established as a city, it took the dollars from the so-called black people in my community to finance and create the city there. Even to this day, my people still speak openly about the fact they've never heard in their families about these so-called Native Americans being in that area. We've always been here, and they also speak of the fact that they never saw an African en masse. And when an African does move here, like we had maybe one or two to move here since I've been alive. You know what I'm saying? They're well known, and we know who they are. We know where they came from and all that type of stuff. But our families are not Africans. And when you get lost in what Blackwater wants you to do, and host, I hope you so graciously give me another 2 more minutes like you gave him.
Of course.
Yeah. Blackwaters, the O5s, none of these agents and none of these indoctrinated minds. I just know that these minds are the ones that influence the masses because those minds are also indoctrinated. We all suffer from these government propaganda and their education system. So they teach us to believe in nothing but what they say, and you can't question those things. So a lot of those minds get kept. Why, even in my state, in my city, which is one of the poorest cities in Mississippi, who really don't deep dive into anything but stay to themselves. So when they started to coin people as African American, they went along with the status quo because they didn't want to ruffle feathers or go through a lot of hardships they feel like they didn't need to, which is why my family's survived so long. When they was telling my ancestors that they couldn't speak their languages, the cultures and all that type of stuff, they learned to be quiet to save the lives of their children. And those things is things that continue on to this day. They go with the status quo unless somebody comes along and wake their minds up and talk about who they are. But what's been popularized in this country is full colonization. And they didn't do it just because of the YT man. They did it because of the Backwaters, the O5s, and the people like that who get into these systems and uphold them. They get these little trinkets or feel like they're successful in these systems and they shape you to keep filtering into them. When in reality, they are the representative of the Willie Lynch type mindset. People they put in front of you that look like you, that ensure you never escape what these people put in place, that always tell you, hey, our masters is right. The people that's coming from where you come from are wrong. Your grandparents, your ancestors were savages. They were crazy. They didn't have good sense when it comes to questioning their master's information. That's what I fear, because I know it's too many of our people that are indoctrinated and listen to these people and don't understand that they have a right to think for themselves. That's what I fear.
I want everybody to put on the books that I am fair, and I gave both Backwater Geechee, and Godly the time to speak. I'm very fair. I'm fair to both of them because whenever I go to Godly's platform, he lets me cause chaos. So I wanted to do the same for him. Continue your
And I
conversation.
and I appreciate that. It's just that when I'm in normal spaces with Backwater shows up there, it's never a fair space where we can both speak. It's always overwhelmed by his group of people. When it's my turn to speak or whatever, they interject, they cut off, and all that type of stuff. I don't fear any information because this stuff Backwater put up there, I've already researched that stuff. That's some of the stuff that I hate the most, is that I've looked at what these YT people have done on paperwork to my people
It's going
and what they
on and
popular.
on. Just like the Energizer Bunny.
I promise you 10 more seconds, Backwater. I'm not going to go
Yeah,
on and
right.
10 more seconds. I promise you. I've looked at all that research. I've looked at all that Backwater, and that's what's distasteful to me.
Come on, let's
Is
talk
I know what these people have done to my family and so many other families across the country, and documentation and paperwork. And that's the only way they can win anything. That's the only way they can do anything else to us.
Okay, great. So with that in mind, he pushed back with a lot of rhetoric, but no data. I am telling what the data is. The data disproves his claims, and because he cannot offer any data that contradicts, what it is that the U.S. Census, as well as what Mississippi records, as well as Yazoo City's records, as well as Yazoo County records does, he then creates the scenario as if, for the last 160 years, those individuals that he claims, quote unquote, have always known who it is that they were, have determined that they would continue misidentifying themselves, but then they would send Godly out as their savior to preach on TikTok how it is that the YT man has taken over them. The first Africans to be brought into Mississippi occurred in the early 1700s, in the first decade. And the Yazoo, the majority of which is now still yet it's a city that is predominantly African American, were all individuals that were brought in as slaves. I can produce each record from all of the plantations, all Godly is able to do is to get up here and attempt to use these fanciful terms that he has no control over, but he can't produce any documentation at all to disprove. And what the U.S. Census, as well as the plantation records, as well as the city records, as also the state records and the county records support, etc. But some kind of way, he didn't come here as an African, but he finds himself in African spaces frequently, arguing for someone to recognize his to recognize his claim. And I say, hey, bro, if you are, then why don't you go to spaces where it is that those individuals that that grew from the ground are making their claims, etc., and leave my history alone, dude. And until you do so, I'm going to continue to reveal you. I've got some real good jewels that I've been holding on to, Godly. And so what I'd ask you to do is to continue to make
this is a good.
No, don't interrupt me, bro. Don't interrupt me.
Oh, okay. I thought you sounded like you was landing. You started whispering. I
No,
know
it
you trying to
sound
be
like
safe.
anything.
Bro,
It sounds like
let
you're
people talk, bro.
interrupting
We
as
don't
you've
want to
been
listen to
doing
you
for
for
all
long.
night
Go
long.
ahead.
Herman, shut
At
up,
any
man. This
rate,
man can speak for himself.
and so here you can be disrespectful, but at any rate, as I mentioned, you make your claim, find a way to be an Indian without interfering with African American history. And if you don't, I'm going to drop some jewels that's going to make you leave the app, bro. And so I'm telling you, the best thing to do, the best thing
Backwater.
for you to
Stop
do, no, don't
interrupting, bro. Keep
interrupt
your
me.
mouth shut.
The best thing for
I
you
mean,
to do, the
you
best
going
thing for
long.
you
You're
to
going a
Shut your
long
do,
mouth.
time at this point.
Shut your mouth.
the best thing for you to do
You're
is
going
to
a long
figure out
time at
how
this point.
it doesn't
Backwater.
matter. You've done this to everyone that's been on this panel tonight. And so
And I'm
the
allowing
best
you
thing for you
respectfully to get it
do,
out, and
the
you're dragging it on to
you're
say
not going
nothing.
to stop me from talking, buddy. The best thing to do is figure out how to be an Indian and
So,
be one
okay, that's
without
fine.
interfering.
Let me
The
respond to
best
what you're
thing for
saying,
you,
Backwater.
no, you're not going to interrupt me, bro.
I'm giving you
Get
your senior
off.
citizen
Godman,
privileges,
You
bro.
are
shut your
not
mouth,
going to
bro. Let
interrupt
other
me.
people
I'm
speak.
giving you your senior citizen
You're
privileges,
not
bro.
going to interrupt me. You're not
I mean,
going to
but
Godman,
interrupt me.
you
shut your
just being
mouth,
You can
bro.
long-winded
continue.
for
You can.
nothing, bro.
You've been talking for 23 of the last 25 minutes,
But
and
I
so
mean, well,
just
you've been
sit on it.
talking. You've been talking the
Shut your
last
mouth,
12 though.
Godly,
I
bro.
put a timer on it, and so you can stop. And I see
Big
someone
Auntie,
else in the
why has
chat.
you got Hermes and
I
Backwater up here
see
at the
someone
same
else in the
time?
Someone knew
chat
this
doing the same
Indian
thing. He
TikTok.
doesn't want to hear this, and so
I
what I'm
mean,
telling you is this.
I
What
do
I'm
want to hear
telling
what you're saying. I do want to hear what you're saying. I want to respond to it, Backwater.
well, you
Someone knew
respond
this
when I'm done. Response
I
means
love
it
the
comes
action.
after.
But
Response means it
but you're
comes
saying the
after.
same thing over and over to me,
You're
man.
not going to interrupt me. You told the young lady the same thing, dude. You are an excited
I don't like
adult that's in
dragging
a
on,
child's.
Backwater.
You're an adult. You're an excited child
Right.
in an adult's body, and so here it is. Find a way to be an Indian. Leave African American history alone, or I'm going to drop some jewels that's going to make you run. That's all I've got to say to you
Hey,
tonight. You
hey,
have yourself a
continue
good
to
night.
Backwater. This is no greater place to drop your jewels, but here on the Big Auntie show. I would love to do these jewels, so I have a chance to combat them. It's only
Okay,
gonna
well,
work.
great.
It's on,
Yeah,
hold on.
Godly,
Big
It's
Auntie,
only
I'm
gonna.
gonna go
Hey,
get
Hermes,
on
it's
my
my
other
turn to speak.
page.
Bro,
It's
no,
my
it's
turn
not
to
your
speak.
time.
I'm
You
gonna go
fucking
get
It's
on
my
idiot,
my
bro.
other
turn to
It's
page
not
speak
your
and I'll
now,
time,
be
bro.
back in a second,
It's
Not,
my
bro. If
turn
that's
to
not
what
your
you
speak.
30
want to
minute,
do.
bro. It's
If
not your
that's
time,
what you
bro.
want to do,
To
I'll go
speak.
get on
Bro,
my
it's not your
page
It's
and
time,
my
then
bro.
we can
turn to
present.
speak.
Not your time, bro. Not your time.
Yeah,
You've been
it's my
speaking for
turn to
30 minutes,
speak.
bro. No, it is not your
So
time, bro.
big auntie, you need to get some. You need to
Let's
get some.
enter
What you
yourself
call
in
it? He
this
just said
panel,
a
bro.
whole lot. Hermes, you
Don't
stay in
center
Africa,
yourself in
bro.
this
This
panel.
this is
You're gonna
between
speak,
this
bro.
is between
You're gonna shut your mouth,
an
bro. You
indigenous
talk about
American
Africa all day,
and a
bro.
pan and a
You
fake
talk about
African from
Africa all
America,
day.
dude.
You talk about
I don't want
Africa
to
all day.
deal with you right
Shut
now,
your mouth.
Hermes.
Let other
I don't
people
want to
speak,
deal with you
bro.
right now.
Shut your mouth.
I don't
Let
want
other
to deal
people
with you
speak,
right
bro.
now.
We don't
Hey,
wanna. We don't wanna
so
hear you yap all
not
day.
So
only
I guess
Let
big
other
auntie,
people speak.
I'm gonna
Let
be
other people speak,
disrespected
bro.
in your space now, right?
Wait, what
Let other
happened?
people
Because I
speak,
just went to the.
Her,
I went to
because
the.
Backwater just gave some threats to me. He
bro. Let
spoke, and
other
now it's
people
my turn to
speak, bro.
respond. And Hermes is
Let
just
other.
being ignorant. I didn't even know. I didn't even know Africans behave
Indian
like that.
TikTok,
I might go
TikTok
to X
Indian.
up
Let
there.
other
You
people speak, bro.
you always throwing shots and then you get mad. Why you
Now,
gotta
I
throw
mean,
shots?
I'm not getting mad. Hermes came up here. Me and Backwater had some dialogue, and he act like that's his
Bro,
boyfriend or something. So
we're not having a dialogue,
he's
bro.
just
He's just
constantly
schooling
talking
you,
over
bro.
me, so I can't respond to Backwater. But I'm
Stop
Okay,
supposed to
laughing at
have
us.
fear of
Let other
Backwater.
okay.
people.
Well,
Backwater's a grown
Let
man.
other people speak, bro. Shut your
I
mouth.
don't wanna. I don't wanna have to put on Showtime again.
I mean, because
So
I didn't force Backwater to put on it, so I shouldn't have to be forced to put on it either. I gave
okay,
Backwater
okay,
8
all right.
minutes.
You finish what you gotta say, but at least let Backwater respond.
No, I had Backwater is the one that I let speak, and when I started to speak, Hermes is interjecting, cutting me off, so I can't respond. I'm the
Yeah,
one
Okay,
that's
because
go
you
is.
wanna
ahead.
cry.
Okay,
You wanna
go
cry,
go
bro. You wanna
ahead.
freestyle.
Go ahead, please let Backwater give a response. Say what you gotta
Of
say,
course.
land your plane. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. I hadn't spoke yet. He spoke, and I wanted to speak,
Freestyle,
even though
freestyle, bro, freestyle. Yo,
see
bro,
that.
I'm
There you
gonna.
go. Why?
Yo, listen.
Can you
I'm gonna
just
make
drop
a rap
Hermes for
album.
this conversation,
Listen,
please?
I'm gonna make a rap
I
Hermes,
album
you
am
from
not
irrelevant.
dropping
I'll
Hermes.
make a rap album.
Well, if you can't stop him from, you can't tell him to be respectful and let
Shut
me
your mouth,
speak.
bro. I'll make a rap album from all of
Man,
your
I don't
rappers.
want to hear that shit, Hermes.
I'll
What's
make
finna
an
happen,
album
bro, is
from
I'm
Now
your
finna
he
start
gotta
rappers.
put
dragging
on
your ass. I'm trying to be
Showtime.
nice.
I'll make an
He gotta
album
put
for your
on
yapping.
Showtime.
I'll make an
Yeah,
album for your.
This one's about to stop playing music again. Hold on. It was Godly and then Backwater. All right, let's. What am I doing? I don't know what's happening. Hold on, you guys.
Foreign states, I know I'm British.
1 second. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I don't know why it's this girlfriend type shit that's going on. That's why I don't like being in these spaces. Well, I do come in there when I want to flex. But Backwater, you threw a lot of threats out there, bro. So I'm gonna ask you this, big auntie. Backwater said we were supposed to be slaves brought over here from Africa and Mississippi and Yazoo, right? So I do trust you. So what I'll do is it's something I don't do on TikTok, right? If I show you if I show you my land patents, right? My family's land patent and indentures that's signed prior to the end of slavery from my ancestors here in Mississippi. Would that be suffice enough to disprove that we were slaves in here? Since we had contract with the president of the United States that we own land, and in the 1850s we showed the indentures where we leased our land, where we took loans out on our lands for farming. So if I can show you that proves that my people were own landowners and weren't slaves, would that be suffice enough for you to debunk the fact that Backwater is talking about we were slaves brought here on this government census or whatever that he's
You
supposed to
don't.
put?
You do not want my answer to that. You don't want
I
my
want
answer to that.
to ask the question because I want.
Okay, so if you own the land, why do you have permission? Why do you have to get permission from the government?
Because the government created the land patents, made agreements with these people. These are if you own a foreign land, you have to make deals and contracts with people on those land. You can't just do it on your own accord. This was an agreement. There was an agreement to establish the fact that these are. Hold on, let me finish. This
Okay.
with the highest office of in government, that these lands were ours and our families from my greatest grandfather, and his heirs forever. Meaning that we would never be able to have those lands taken from us.
So, thanks, Big Auntie. Here again, Godley's fighting the U.S. Census. He's fighting the state of Mississippi. He's fighting the county of Yazoo, and he's fighting the city of Yazoo's records. Nothing that I've said, I am not able to provide documentation for, etc. But there's many things that he's contended that is inconsistent with those particular records. And so, I understand that you get a little uptight when it is that you feel as if you're about to be revealed. And if you'd been respectful, I just not had mentioned it. But if you're able to correct the U.S. Census and show that you weren't, the individuals that are contained in the U.S. Census, great. If you're able to correct the city of Yazoo records to say that they made an error, great. If you're able to correct the county of Yazoo that those records are inaccurate, great. If you're able to correct the state of Mississippi, records, then great. But beyond that, those entities, have records that, pushes back on what you said. And then, of course, you realize that in 1831, that the state of Mississippi enacted a law that made it illegal for blacks, Negroes, people of color, 16 to 50, to be within the states. And if you were, that you ran the risk of being enslaved. And so Yazoo had no free people of color, Yazoo City, nor Yazoo County. And so I think you've got to deal with those records. You're putting it at me, but it's the records that supports it. And I'll stand on what those records are. You make nice noise, but it's just hot air, bro.
Yo, this is what we're gonna do, right? we're gonna make a rap album from Godly's yapping. We're gonna make a rap album. We're gonna put a little bit and dance to this rap album. This guy just likes to go on panel and then yap, cry about how he's not African. Oh, I'm not African. I'm not African. Okay, prove that you're not African, right? The only thing you wanna do is cry on TikTok panel. Oh, they misclassify my people. Oh, they did this. Yo, bro, pull up some source to back up your claim. We don't want to listen to you cry every fucking day, bro. We're tired of your crying. We're tired of you crying every day to us that they misclassified your people. Now show us. You even don't get on TikTok panel anymore. Go fight the US government. Don't fight us. Fight the US government, right? Fight for your family. Don't come to TikTok panel to tell Africans that your people were classified. No one gives a fuck, bro. Are you guys not tired of this conversation with this guy? Bring up proof to back up your claim. You can't do that. Archaeological evidence, you can't do that. Scientific evidence, you can't do that. Historical evidence, nah. But then you want us to believe you because oh, Godly is so fucking honest, right? Just take Godly's word. Godly is the most honest guy on this planet. Just take Godly's word. This guy, bro, just stop crying to us. I'm tired of, I woke up and then I just came to this panel. Behold, I see Godly crying again. Yo, my nigga, you need to stop crying and go fight your US government. Leave TikTok panels alone. If you really want to fight, you know exactly how to fight your fight. Not come to TikTok panel to cry to us.
So I'd like to start out by saying one, we got to stop giving the soapbox preacher, the snake oil salesman, a platform. And he knows he's wrong. That's why anytime I say something that's factual, he insults me first, right? And I respond, but I shouldn't. But let's go to the facts. We had a geneticist on here earlier. He want to dispute the geneticist. He wants to dispute the facts that are presented when his sources are used against him. The sources that he presents don't support what he's saying. According to what I have up from the Yazoo travel website, the city of Yazoo doesn't agree with Godly. In 1924, T.J. Hudson Sr. founded the Afro-American Sons and Daughters Fraternal Organization. They had the option to call it, I don't know if they did, but I do believe they could have called it the Indigenous Negro or the Indigenous Black. And not only that, in 1928, the association opened the Afro-American Hospital of Yazoo. Thus, them people knowing that they were descendants of Africans. And then when it comes to Godly's quoting the Smithsonian, on numerous occasions, I don't know how many of you here follow him or even heard him speak before, on numerous occasions, he says the Smithsonian can't be trusted. But tonight, when it supports he thinks that it supports his narrative, he wants to usher us over to the Smithsonian because he thinks it debunks the outer Africa theory, but actually it supports it. So, like I said, we need to stop giving the snake oil salesman, the soapbox preacher with no facts, just monologues, an audience to even be.
Damn, that's a lot. You guys should skip me, please. I cannot indulge in this.
I want to add on to what Red said, because interesting enough, Red is right. Mississippi, more importantly, Yazoo County, they disagree with you, Godly, because to be honest, Mississippi, the one thing about Mississippi is that your state, Mississippi, had the largest amount of slaves in the 1800s. Mississippi loved their slaves, bro. They loved their slaves. They had the largest amount of slaves. I bullshit you not. Okay. So, and then interesting enough, when in Mississippi, your county of Yazoo they only had a population by 1860, and this is based on the Mississippi Encyclopedia. 22,000 was the population of the county. 16,000 of that population were slaves. So the likeliness that your family in Yazoo County were not slaves would be very unlikely. Like, you would be very prominent if that's the case, because 3/4 of the population were literally slaves. And I'm telling you, it was due to the agriculture in the area. So the fact that you are from Yazoo County, the fact that you are Black, that it would be unlikely that you were not a slave, that your family were not slaves. I mean, you would be among like a small percentage that was able to be prominent Black people. And by the way, I did not find any record of any Black people like him that were freed and that were not slaves. So if you want to go to the Mississippi Encyclopedia, it tells all about his Yazoo County.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that a lot of people have this rhetoric, especially the Pretentians. They love using the concept that there were free Black slaves in America, that there were free Black people in America to prove that they were indigenous. But if you do research, you'll understand that Africans before the Berlin Conference, Africans participated in the slave trade, and we sold each other. When I say we sold each other, I want to be clear that back then we did not have the sense of unity, and we had ties with the Western world. So like in relationships, a lot of African kingdoms had relationships. So they would send their kids abroad. They were traveling. We would buy land. They would send their kids abroad for a better education or whatever. So it was free Black Africans coming from Africa into the Americas that were not enslaved. So and not only that, we were also, our women was also being married off to the YT slave owners. So that's where you might get that confusion. Also, slaves did work to buy their freedom. So that's another reason, but I'm done. You could skip me.
Godly is only
For six
Godly is only Indian on TikTok.
personally attacked
Godly,
me.
why you're
So
only Indian on
man,
TikTok,
set
bro?
your rusty ass lip ass up, Hermes. You said all that hateful shit you had to say,
Why are you
your
only
begging
Indian on
ass.
TikTok?
If you don't want me on in your
Why are
place,
you only
stop telling
Indian
your
on
people. Tell
TikTok,
your people
bro?
to stop begging me to come into your
Why
weak
are
ass
you
lives, nigga.
only Indian on TikTok,
That's what
bro?
y'all do. That's what y'all
Why
do.
are
Y'all get
you
on
only
these
Indian on
platforms and try
TikTok?
to project and make it seem a certain way.
Why are you
When
only Indian on
I get
TikTok,
6
bro?
and 7 invites and people telling me Hermes wants you to come back to his live. Hermes wants you to come back to his live. Then you get on this fucking platform and disrespect me like I'm following up behind you weak ass
Wait,
people. Y'all
Yeah,
Godly.
disingenuous.
because I
Wait,
Hermes,
want
you ain't
Hermes.
shit, bro. You ain't shit but an agent.
Who is the
Oh
weakest
You
my
people
goodness.
that you're
Pam.
saying that?
Pam,
And
I'm
do
about
you know
to
what?
I'm about to walk Pam, I'm about to walk away from the live real quick.
no,
So
don't. Well, put me up for 5 minutes, then walk away. That's what you do.
five
put you up for
minutes.
Yeah, because
5 minutes.
No,
if
Put you
I
for
just
five
had
minutes,
to
man.
endure I just had to endure 6
Put you
people
for five
disrespect me.
minutes.
I had to
Nonsense.
endure.
Say
She can
so.
stop it after I get my 5 minutes to respond to these weak
Nonsense.
ass
Wait,
Say
people.
so.
you not about
5
to get
minutes,
to
bro.
5 minutes? Wait a minute,
5 minutes.
Godly. I want to know. I just wanted to know, like, what did you say? I was laughing at you. What happened?
Disrespect, say something to me, and I wasn't able to respond. You should I'll put you disrespect on
Godly,
stop it. So
Godly, you're
I give you
the
an
Wi-Fi
opportunity to speak or I
connection.
stop it. So I want an
I'm
opportunity to
gonna put you
respond
on the
to
big.
all the motherfuckers.
I'm gonna put you on the big screen. Hold on.
Yeah, give me my
Wow.
5 minutes too.
Something is wrong
Why do we
somewhere
keep
with you.
appealing to his nonsense? 5
Something
minutes.
really went wrong
5
somewhere,
minutes,
Godly.
bro.
Not enslaved. It's like
5
Let
Rome.
me
minutes
just say
straight,
this.
bro.
Hold on, real quick. Let me just
Nah, I
say
got a
this.
phone call. Ain't no Wi-Fi.
All right, hold on, Godly. Let me just say, I have
Yeah,
so
I'm
much.
emotional. You motherfuckers sitting on here disrespecting my family and my people and my
Godly,
heritage. Now I
Godly,
was
Godly,
hold
talking to
just go
on.
on
somebody in the
time
chat.
out. Time out for just 1 minute. Just
1 minute,
stop listening to
Godly.
yourself speak. Just be quiet and let your brain relax so you can
Yeah,
actually
man.
think and articulate what you want to say.
Yeah, hold.
That's good advice.
Okay, hold on, Godly. I just want to say, and I'm gonna talk to Backwater. Backwater, this is above you. You understand what I'm saying? This is above you. So don't get upset. It's above you. You understand what I'm saying? Don't get mad. I will inbox you. Just let it be so. This platform is not for you, sir. I have so much respect for you. I'm gonna inbox you, but don't get stressed out. All right?
Oh,
Let him
I'm
talk.
not stressed at all. If you would, you give Godly the opportunity to control your platform, and then when
No, I
I
ain't no
will,
control. It's respect, Backwater. And
may I speak
stop
now
being
to you, host,
condescending,
or is
bro.
it that he's
It's
going to
respect.
continue to control your
Cause I know
platform?
you was
And so you invited me up. You didn't have to do so. And as soon as
what
I
I
got up, host, as you are aware, Godly for the next 3 minutes determined that he would attack me. And what you're asking that I do is to sit back
attack
and
you,
let
bro.
this
I
guy
attack
hit
your
me
information.
and hit me and hit me, and I should be above that and play
You
the
don't have to be
Christian role.
above nothing, Backwater. I just wanted to
But
be fair. That's
Shut your
all.
fucking
None
mouth,
of y'all got
Godly.
to be
even
above
Shut
allowed
your
me to
nothing.
fucking
speak
mouth,
now. And
Godly. Shut your
so
mouth,
host,
bro.
if entirely your opinion, etc. But at the very same time, I would think that it may be above you to allow for one of your guests to disrespect another guest where it is that I'd not mentioned Godly's name when I came into your panel. So I wish you a gracious night. I thank you for the opportunity to engage, and I will leave you with your pseudo Godly. You are in good hands, and I trust that you will have a wonderful evening.
I'm sorry, Backwater. Sorry.
I would like, because like family has to be very prominent. Seriously, like you're like one of a kind. I don't know how the hell you
Nah,
guys got to slavery. Like
he's just
seriously.
ashamed of his past. He's ashamed of this of his past. That is what is going on with Godly, bro. You're just ashamed, bro.
Godly,
You're just ashamed, bro. Don't be ashamed.
Godly,
Why
Godly,
don't
I'm
you
here.
why don't you and your community put this energy into why don't you and your community put this energy into the Native Americans? Why don't you go and face them? Why don't you guys go and face them? No, 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 no. Aside from being invited over here, I'm not talking about TikTok. Why don't you guys in real life tell these Native Americans that they are stealing your identity and they are erasing you? Why don't you guys do that? Why don't you guys do that?
Yazoo believe that shit.
Godly's the only
What you're saying.
Godly's the only
I am
Indian.
Hey,
not saying out of the way. I'm
Auntie,
literally asking
Auntie,
a
I
question.
live
What do
near
you mean
Godly's the
Yazoo
only
exactly?
Indian on
County.
I'm
TikTok.
asking you a question. How
Auntie,
is it
I
that
live
you
near
guys
So
don't
Yazoo County.
afraid. I can't believe he said his family never saw a slave. The Lord is slave.
you guys don't have the same
At the
energy for
most.
the natives?
That's all
Go and
he's
put this
had.
energy to the Native Americans. Go and tell them that tell them they are stealing your identity, tell them they are stealing your persona, tell them they are stealing your history. Don't just come here. It's not just about TikTok. You don't have it's not I am not trying to fight you. I'm
Over
literally just telling you, like,
400,000
why
slaves
aren't you
in
I'm
Yazoo
literally asking you
County.
guys, isn't your community doing that? Why isn't your community do that? Because you cannot have
Come to me.
because you cannot it's not a personal
I would
attack.
love to hear
I'm
his
not attacking you.
explanation.
Forget everybody else
Because
on this planet. I'm literally just asking you a
Yazoo,
question.
Mississippi had over
Bro, we're
400,000
just
May
telling
I
you,
enslaved
please speak?
you to stop crying, bro.
Okay.
We're just telling you to stop crying, bro. We're just saying stop
all
crying
you
to us.
had is
You
time
don't
to
want
Stop
me to
crying on
talk.
TikTok.
You don't want me to talk because
That's
you know I
all
know
you
Yazoo
had, good
County.
to do.
That's why you don't want me to talk. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And see, that's your problem. That's why you don't. That's why I was tired. That's why you don't want me to speak. Hey, please let me speak. Put me on Showtime. I please see he don't want me to speak because he know I know.
Disrespectful mood. What's new? You always in a disrespectful mood. What's new, brother? You always disrespectful.
Who is it for?
Nah, nah.
So, who?
Uh,
Can
tell
you
me,
call his phone to
why
my
don't
name?
you, Godly, I drop you on my, I drop you on my
Call
platform
me
every day,
full
bro.
by name. Call me.
I drop you on my platform every day, bro. I
I
I
want you
drop
to
you on my
call me
platform
fully
every
by
day and
name,
then you
bro.
cry. I drop you on my platform every day and then you cry, bro. I drop you on my platform every day, then you cry, bro. I drop you on my platform every day, then you go around crying. I drop you on my platform every time, then you go around crying, bro.
Don't
Nigga,
you call me a
nigga, I
slut.
drop you on my platform every time and then you cry, bro. Stop crying on TikTok. Stop crying on TikTok and start crying to your government. Stop crying on TikTok, bro. Stop crying on TikTok, bro. Stop crying on TikTok. Stop crying on TikTok
To be
and go cry to
African,
your
Godly.
government, bro. What
Godly, this
tired
is
of
the
you crying?
problem. This is the problem. This is the problem. Don't okay, Godly, don't be African. We don't want you to be African.
Oh,
We literally just asked you. We literally just asked you
let
the
him
I
proof.
need
talk.
to
I
get
want
the
to
bro.
hear
We're
him.
literally asking you proof of your heritage, your history. That's
Gandhi,
all
stop crying to
we've
us,
been
bro.
asking
Stop
here.
crying to us,
Nobody wants
bro.
you to be
Let him
African. Like
talk.
honestly, it's good. It's
Stop crying
better.
to
It's
us,
we're better
my
off
nigga. Stop
you
crying
not
to
being
us, bro.
African.
Stop crying to us,
We are
bro.
better off. We are better off not of you guys not being
Muting me, bro.
African
Someone
for
need to mute.
real.
What you
Because
Cash
say?
like
it.
you created all the languages. You cannot claim you created all the languages. You cannot say you built all the pyramids in the world. You cannot say you cannot tell me that in order for me to be able to know about the history of Indians,
Nobody
I have
said
to
that.
have
Not
complete
giving you time, bro.
understanding.
You're not gonna
Tell me
center
that you're
yourself
making
here,
sense.
bro.
You're not making any sense.
Nobody said that.
You don't have no time. The host you don't have no time here, please. You don't have no time here.
Someone needs
You're
to tell
you're on
moderator to
timeout.
stop muting me,
We don't want
bro.
to hear from
Can
you
you
anymore.
please
You're on
let
timeout.
Godly
Just
talk? I got
take
to
5
hear
minutes.
this. I
Go
have
drink
to hear
water, take a
this.
walk. No.
Narcissists want to control the
No,
whole
somebody else.
lives.
No, somebody else.
Please let
Somebody
him
else.
talk.
It's somebody else, not you. Somebody else, not you. Because
Let him talk.
what
He's
the things that
he's
you guys
gonna
claim,
take
you don't have
himself. Let him
anything to
talk.
back it
Let him
up.
talk.
You have nothing to back it up with what you claim.
Stop yelling at me before I hold your own to toe.
Yeah, y'all can go ahead and skip me. I was about to say, y'all got it on that one.
And Nitty, I called you
You and
to,
your
and Nitty, I
peaceful,
called
you
you to
and your
check on you,
peaceful
bro. I
message.
called you to check on you to see how you was doing because I heard about your situation, man. And you getting on here to lump on when you feel like I'm overwhelmed in the room, so you can try the personal attack, man. A lot of y'all people over here are some fake ass, agent ass people, man. And I'm getting tired of it
That's
because
what
I
I'm
come to
talking
this
about.
shit
Go
with
ahead
a
and say
genuine
what you
heart
gotta
and a
say, bro.
genuine
Why you
respect
still
for everybody. That's why I come to y'all spaces when you beg me to come over there because I do
You
have a
come to
genuine
the
care for
spaces
everybody.
because the
But
narcissist
what
in
ain't
you
gonna happen,
cannot be
Red, I'm
fake.
not, bro.
You
I'm trying to
come to
keep
the
you out of this,
spaces
Red,
because
because
the
I have fun
narcissist
laughing
in
and talking
you
with you, Red.
can't
But this shit
you
that
can't resist.
That's why you come to these spaces. The narcissist in you can't resist it. Try to stay away. One day, just try.
You held the floor. Why you still complaining, bro? Go ahead and say what you gotta say.
Yeah, you got the floor, sweetheart. I don't know why you coming at me for. I've been on mute most of the
Whoever
time.
this
But
nigga is,
sorry, that's my man in the background, guys. But if you want to speak, go ahead and speak. Why you get upset? I always let you guys have the floor.
Because
Don't
he
get
wants
mad at me.
the entire floor. And once again, I must point out all the talking he's did. He's proven no indigeneity to America. He's proven that no one come from Africa. He's not proven anything. Just monologues for minutes on end.
I really want to hear him
Oh,
because
It's
thank
just
goodness
crazy
he's not
because
here.
when I go to his live, he lets me speak. That's why I
you know what we
always
got?
give him the floor. I put him on the big screen. He still gets mad. I always let him speak. I always do when he comes over here, but you're gonna have opposition. People gonna not agree with you. It is what it is. Just say what you gotta say.
Wait,
It's okay.
this guy called one Joseph in the comments. Don't you have something better to do? Go and fight the Indians. Go and fight for your rights. Go and take over your land. What are you guys doing on this app fighting Africans? Go and fight the US government. Go to the Native Americans who you say stole identity from you. Go and meet them. Go and fight them. Go and debunk them. Don't come here and be talking shit about you building pyramids. Like we don't care. Please.
Yeah, godly, don't get mad. You know people are gonna disagree with you. But you gotta, even if I disagree with you, there's not a problem with that. Speak for yourself and speak proudly on your people. Don't let nobody, even if I disagree, don't let nobody play with you. It's okay. That's what I do all the time. People disagree with me and I still stand on business. Don't get upset. It is what it is. You know?